Welcome to Fargo Talks Fargo, an unofficial podcast on the FX television series. Fargo Talks Fargo is hosted by me, Bill, and my buddy, Charpie.
Zip zing!
Boom! This week of Fargo Talks Fargo is sponsored by Fargo Brewing and their Wood Chipper IPA. We're also sponsored by Audible.com. Tune in and find out more about how you can get a free trial or visit audibletrial.com/Fargo Talks Fargo. Oh, Ermahgerd. Charpie. Ermahgerd.
It's a true testament to the production staff of this show when they continue to make it better and better and better and better and better and better.
What
every
just
episode
happened?
Well, it's what we've all been waiting for, and there's still more to come. That's what's even more exciting. I thought at first that this was going to be... So anyway, welcome to the Hot Dish.
Yeah, no doubt. This is going to be... We got to keep this quick. We got to keep this one quick because there's too much to talk about.
This is our quick reaction to the show that airs tonight, the latest episode of Fargo on FX.
Yes.
So the Hot Dish is just our quick take. Coming up Wednesday, we'll record our full deep dive into the show. So what I thought was amazing about this show, I mean, there's lots of things we'll be able to talk about, but I, at first, was thinking this is just going to be another bridge to a larger episode, and boy, was I wrong, because you never know what to expect.
Yeah, I don't even know. I have all these notes I took early on, and a quick shout back to Martin Freeman for narrating the episode, which I feel like I've been trying to tweet a little bit more while we're starting and doing some stuff as it goes on, so that people don't think we're just making this stuff up or swiping it. But yeah, Martin Freeman's voice right off the bat, which, by the way, makes me excited for the new season of Sherlock. But interesting choice to have it narrated.
Pretty much the first time we've seen that.
I think so. I don't know what we need to do, because I feel like there's so many moments we want to talk about, but we got to save some for the breakdown. But I'm going to start off real quick to say that I am still working on our special episode that we did with Maggie Phillips, the music supervisor for Fargo, who, by the way, just killing it, along with Jeff Russo, who ended up joining us for the conversation. It was a crazy night. We recorded for
3 hours.
I don't know, 3 hours. I'm trying to get it edited down into something that works well. We heard a few things that we just got to clean out and make sure that happens in the right way. So I'm working on it, but I'm also traveling this week. And
also a big thing was that there were some hot nuggets in there that we kind of had to wait for.
Yeah, I wanted to
show to air.
Yeah, nothing spoilery, just stuff that we want to keep under wraps for out of respect for them. And it didn't change anything for me watching, really.
No.
And I will just say, in true form, Ben Schmidt, late in the episode, says, "Oh my, it's Rapid City all over again," which I think is hilarious, because guess where I am tonight?
Are you in Rapid City, Bill?
I am in fucking Rapid City. And I visited Mount Rushmore today.
Hilarious.
I'm like, I feel so awesome to be here right now. So...
now, do you think that line was... Do you think that's something... Let me just say this. In the past few episodes, we've been stating that in season 1, they always reference Sioux Falls and all the crazy shit that happened in Sioux Falls and this and that. And so we always knew there was this other story going on. And then we've talked about how we haven't had that in this season yet. Do you think that's our little nugget for season 3?
Well, I've seen some rumors that season 3 is going to come back to Molly, but at the same time, makes me wonder is, what's up with Ben Schmidt, and why does trouble follow him everywhere he goes?
Yeah.
I think we'll have to figure that out or dissect that for the thing. Did you catch the dog references about the lost dog, which is kind of a mutt, a mongrel, and then there was the talk about, an Ohan, and they called him Hanzee, which I think we maybe have alluded, but mostly they call him Hanzee. But oh god, the "We Are Not Alone" sticker on the wall that we saw twice at the convenience store was obviously, I knew something was gonna fucking.
The first time it showed up, I thought that was a nice little touch, but then they kind of just blatantly panned over it the second time it showed up. which was fine, but I liked how subtle it was the first time it showed up.
Yeah. There was also a dog reference. Yeah, the Betsy stuff. Oh.
Hell of a day for Lou.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm worried.
Interesting that did happen. So obviously we see Betsy collapsed on her floor. And Hank gets shot on the same day. So this was really a traumatic day. It wasn't like we knew of Betsy's demise, but we weren't certain of when it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was for it to happen on the day of Sioux Falls is intense.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole episode. I mean, I know I kind of tweeted earlier, and you gave me a hard time. Sorry, I'm bad with my periods before tweets, but like coming all the way full circle to episode 1. This is a deal. Everything about this episode, it's Hank. This is a deal. Oh man, this is a real deal. The fire in the sky.
When Hank walked out of that cabin and he said, "Well, that went downhill quickly."
Yeah,
it just made me love his character so much.
And I mean, even we'll break down the castle, which is a Kafka reference, and a bureaucracy and trying to get stuff done. I think Lou is actually living in this bureaucracy in his getting run out of town. God, Peggy has fucking lost her lid completely. She's like, we're realized. And if you fast forward way, way, way to the end of the show, sorry, if you haven't seen this show, stop listening now. We're ruining your life. And when Ed goes, are you seeing this? And Peg goes, it's just a flying saucer. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
Doesn't give two shits. And hey, we did find out that Constance, she dead.
She dead. You called that back a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, what else? What else caught your eye, dude?
Peggy is kind of assuming this just like Bonnie and Clyde role.
No doubt.
She wants to be a badass now that she's actualized.
Yeah, that's sorry. Did I say realized? I meant actualized. Is that what I said? Whatever. I said it wrong. But you're right. You're spot on.
And then you had a good little quip earlier when all those cops, whether they were Sioux Falls cops, perhaps. Anyway, you knew they were. You knew
just a general mishmash of fuck ups.
You knew they were all goners when they completely turned the audience off on their initial introduction in the cabin. So when all these officers just completely like sort of take over as a bunch of just like dumb assholes. You knew that you were going to. That was like a cheap little payoff for the audience, I think, because the writers are just throwing those guys at you, and then they're basically saying, "Here's a gimme. All right, you guys, we're gonna create these assholes, and we're gonna kill them off right away because that's them." I think that's the writers having a little bit of fun. But you mentioned how when they were changing into their undercover clothes, which all happened to be matching Hanes tees and Wrangler jeans, essentially, but they're putting on these white T-shirts, and you were like, it's just like Simone. They're putting on their white. It's like lamb to the slaughter.
Yep, exactly. And I just at Bear's hand.
Yep. Who's
leading the charge? So
and Bear, a true bear.
Yeah, literally, you can't take that guy down with spray or bullets.
You gotta have
a reverse pistol grip, which is also works if you want to feel like you're getting quote unquote the stranger. But sorry, I brought that up.
We don't want to hear about your nights in Rabbit City.
Sorry. Yeah, there's just so much. I'm going to do some research and feel free to dig into this, but during the motel thing, I already grabbed the song The Sorcerer by Junction. Let's check that out. Take a note of that, Charpie. I don't know a lot yet, but enough that I'm worried. St. John band, I think from Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's very Led Zeppelin-esque. You got to Google it. It's crazy. I need to get Noah or Maggie or both or somebody back on the line again to explain this one to me because the song is so crazy. And then when you Google it, you're just like, okay, I need to know more. There's more to this story. I thought it was interesting as well that Hank, out of all these people who are putting on, I'm waving my hands and only Charpie can see me. Ta-da! I'm waving it in front of my body, and I said that Hank is the one that puts his uni back on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he dies.
We don't.
I think he might live. I think he might die of natural causes. He's a tough old bastard.
We'll see.
I was also a little outside of the Rapid City all over again. Ben, sneaky mofo, hiding behind the door. Pop, pop.
Yeah, Ben kind of surprised us there with an actual use for himself.
It's a cowardly move, but not really an affront to anything, but he got the deal done.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it cowardly, but it worked. Unless you thought he was hiding behind the door, just hoping that it would all end, which might have been what he was doing.
Little bit of me thought so. Yeah, yep. Okay, I don't even know where to go with the whole conversation about pissing in the pool versus the kitchen sink either.
I've pissed in the kitchen sink.
Oh yeah, well who wouldn't? Hanzee though.
Edward 40 hands.
Hanzee just playing the game, showing his true self to them. The narrative. We got to go back and listen to it and write it down, which makes me want to go back and revisit. I think it was Chad. Chad was his name. Chad. Sorry if it was you, man. I'm sorry. Who wrote in about why he got the haircut, and I think the story has told us exactly a little bit of what's up with him.
Well, he's cutting his ties.
He's cutting a lot of shit, and then
a lot of big surprises with that whole.
We'll stay away from that part for a minute.
Okay.
What happens somewhere after? I can't stop. I can't slow down right now.
It's the hot dish. It's hot.
Yeah, but this episode...
Burn the roof of your mouth hot.
This episode... it's going to be a quick episode, folks. I'm going to tell you that, because we can't get too deep. It's going to get crazy. Plus, I'm in Rapid City. It's Rapid City all over again.
You are in Rapid City all over again. This is the second time.
I literally am the
second time you've been here. We had a spoon cover at the end.
Yep.
Just a little tidbit for y'all.
Yep. That's Run Through the Jungle. And it's definitely Creedence, because not the fucking Eagles. Just anything but the fucking Eagles.
I shouldn't have said a spoon cover. I should have said...
Britt.
What?
Well, go ahead.
I should have said a cover by Spoon.
A cover by Spoon, yeah. I love how Mike and the other Kitchen brothers show up and he just goes, okay then. Well. Out of all the things he said all season, as wordy as he is, he shows up and goes, okay then. Like, fuck that. I'm out. UFOs? What are we gonna do about this, Charpie?
Oh, we're gonna rub it all over our hairy bodies. You're just more hairy than I am. You're kind of crunchy.
Okay, nobody wants to know about that. Nobody at all.
Like testosterone.
And here's the deal, Charpie. I haven't even told you about the emails we've got. Like, we got a backlog of like 3 or 4 emails with some really excellent points that could be excellent or turn to total garbage based on this episode, which is the same we could say about our actual show and our notes. But I don't know, man.
What do you do?
I'm in shock right now.
It was, just another great episode, and I'm sounding like a broken record, but hats off to everybody who was involved. Because it's just been so fun. It's just been so fun this season. Yeah. And last season was really fun. And, I mean, I don't know. Like the broken record thing, I just keep repeating myself every week, so I'll stop.
I don't know if I loved season 1, and I don't know if I had this much excitement about me. And I'm saying, like, even before the UFO. Just here's the deal. The moment Hanzee got stabby on Floyd, that for me, what did I wish people could see our text sometimes, because it was all caps, wasn't it? It was just a solid, oh, fuck, to which you responded, fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, and what I was specifically referring to when I said fucking awesome was the freeze frames on Hanzee's firing shots.
Oh,
that is something we haven't seen yet either, and that was so awesome.
Okay, you're helping me out here because I thought maybe my streaming was wrong.
No, that was awesome.
Oh God, it was cool. Here's the deal. I'm not going to be able to talk to it yet, but the opening storybook slides, beautifully done, great, simple graphics in like textbook fashion, with the whatchamacallit. We find out that Denise Campisi was the victim number 3 of the notorious Waffle Hut massacre. There is a bunch of stuff that we're going to go back, and I guarantee you I'm going to be reading as many of these page by page. It's literally the story. I mean, like, you can read on the page, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For our story truly begins in Fargo, North Dakota, a few days earlier. This is when Y. Gerhard, the last-born son of the Gerhard family crime syndicate, see Chapter 12, Fargo, North Dakota, 1971, hatched a plan with local printer merchant named Skip Sprang to corner the... I mean, this is all on these pages that were being shown to us. It's fun. It's fantastic, and they looked cool, and they were... the graphics, the sketches were fantastic as well. I don't know if you caught any of those.
I did.
I took screenshots as I was going. There's a great Office scene one. You got to look at the one from the Office scene. Just a dude with his head just slumped on a desk. And a lonely little shoe coming into the frame from the left-hand side. What are we going to do, Charpie? I feel like... I don't know. I feel like we're coming off a crazy time here.
Only one episode left for us.
Then what? Then
we start our own podcast about nothing.
Are we going to start our podcast called Bill and Charpie Talk Shit?
Maybe. The one? If people are interested in it. If you are.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe we'll just start a weekly podcast where Charpie and I talk about what's been going on, what we think is interesting. What do you mean? Yeah, I got to go back and rewatch. Too many little questions. I don't understand. I mean, I get it. It was their hubris or something to, like, we just go radio silent. We don't need anybody. We're just going to stay here dressed alike like a bunch of Jonestown fuckers drinking the Kool-Aid.
Show them how a real Dakota man does it.
Yeah. Did you notice that the North Dakota sign was really nice? Yeah. Welcome to North Dakota, and the Minnesota sign was like, I don't know if anyone knows it, but Minnesota's signs are way cooler than North Dakota's, hands down, and they always have been. So it's actually the very, very opposite.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, also, did you think that early on, do you think Peggy was planning on being like, hey, Ed, just...
Yeah, okay, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, the Bonnie and Clyde in her. I thought she wanted to, like, slit his throat or something.
Oh, she did. I guarantee it. She's like, come over here and get some tea, bro. I'm going to tell you how to murder this guy. And then she's just using her incredible feminine sense to lure the gullible idiot shitbag Ben Schmidt in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do this. Yep. Let's wrap it. I don't think we can say much else, can we?
Unless you want to give some little tidbits away.
Which tidbits?
Well, you were talking about some of, like, the Jesus Christ thing.
Oh, well, I did. Yeah, I guess I sent you the message
touch
about
on it a little bit.
Okay. So sometimes,
that people can walk away with, something.
Sure. I thought I sent you a note that I thought it was interesting during the show that she was lied to, or didn't. I said, "Oh wow, it's like the denial, the three times denied. How many times Jesus was denied by Peter? Yeah, denial of Peter." And there's a lot of other threes in the Bible. It's a great biblical number, and it came up a few times. So
and we
I thought that was interesting.
Of that, last season as well.
So I'm gonna go with that. I think there's some religious overtones to some of this outside of the whole, light in the sky. Unless we want to get all Ezekiel about it with the big wheel in the sky and the little wheel is turned by. Yeah, it's some bananas stuff.
It's bananas. All right.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk this week. It's the Hot Dish. Thank you so much for tuning in. We promise there's going to be more episodes coming. We're still working on another special interview. I'm okay with going a little past the season to get some behind the scenes stuff. And some of the stuff we're doing isn't key to understanding the show or breaking it down. It's just interesting to the making of and the decisions that go into the show.
Yeah, we've got some exciting shows coming up.
Yeah.
And thank you.
So we're not done. So I don't think even after next week, Wednesday, we'll be done. By the time we get some of that edited, you're at least going to get 2 extra possible podcasts on top of the next recap, the next hot dish, and the next recap. There'll be at least 2 more coming on. Maggie and then one other one that we haven't announced yet.
And thank you to Fargo Brewing Company.
And audibletrial.com/FargoTalksFargo.
Yep.
Soft plug this week, folks.
Soft plug.
All right, Charpie, I can't wait to talk Wednesday. I can't wait to try not to get abducted in the meantime.
I'll be here. I'll just stay in my apartment until then.
All right, well, I'm going to stay here in Rapid City for a couple days.
All righty.
All right, peace out.
Bye, everybody.